Usually, she's just ridiculous. Well, this episode, she was Mick-diculous.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is going to be my review for the next 15. It's episode 3 of season 1. And yes, I'm talking about that goddamn New York. New York, child. Really, bitch. She didn't went and changed. She didn't come back with this goddamn Bozo the Clown red hair. I look up there. I said, are you serious? Ronald McDonald. That is giving straight clown mania. I looked at it. I said, girl, you think you're giving Rihanna tease, but you're really not, baby. You're really not. You're giving straight up Ronald McDonald tease. It's a mess. And it doesn't even look good. It just looks terrible. It really does. It looks a Mick motherfucking mess. I said, girl, please. That's And I could see she literally was going for Rihanna's look from that only girl in the world. You don't look like the only girl in the world, honey. You look like the only fool on TV One, honey. And you're doing a great job at it. Anyway, and I'm sure some of y'all gonna get mad, but I don't really give a shit. This is what she's there for. She's there to entertain us, to play the clown. And if she's not, then she's really fucking confused because I am so entertained with her goddamn clownage. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so first we got Claudia and Carlos. And they actually had a conversation about how erratic her behavior was at the last episode when they were at that restaurant and all of that. And Claudia was saying, you know, I feel like I'm back in the midst of some made-up drama. So she was kind of asking Carlos, like, really, did you send this bitch there to act a fool, you know? And he, you know, Carlos, you know him. He's like, no, girl, I ain't do it. It wasn't like that. This is not what I'm here for, this, that, and the other. You know what? I kind of believe him because I just think that New York just got her own clown thing going on and don't really have nothing to do with anybody else. The bitch, she needs a Xanax. She really does. So Carlos had made a call, and this is the funny part. Carlos is just like one of the castmates, child, because his confessionals are just as messy. I said, child, he is giving me Real Housewife tease. But he's like, yeah, Claudia needs to start making some executive decisions if she's going to do this. And I'm like, whatever. And I'm sure, trust me, if you tell Claudia to take charge, that bitch will have no problem with jumping in and taking charge. Not at all. It's right up her alley. So I just kind of laughed at that, like, Carlos, get your ball sack up and quit playing. Go on, because you could talk to Claudia. You know, Claudia's that bitch like that. You just tell her whatever you want and don't really worry about her feelings too much. You know what I mean? Because her feelings can be hurt, but she don't really show it right out. The bitch attacks. You know, when you hurt her feelings. So you ain't got to handle her all soft like that and then talk about her in the confessionals like a little bitch. Go on and tell her what you mean. Anyway, so Claudia had to host a meeting with all the castmates, and then Karamo wasn't there. Karamo actually came in via, I guess he was on Skype. And he was actually telling them about New York and how she was acting and all of that. And that was one of the concerns, that maybe New York would be leaving. Well, then Laura came out and said, you know, her people didn't think it was a good idea for her to be on the show. And Jennifer said the same thing. So Claudia jumped in, smoothed everything over, made everybody comfortable, and everybody's on deck. The only person that got straightened out is that goddamn Ronald McDonald. She gave him homework and told him, I need y'all to go out, come up with ideas, bring them on back, and let's get started doing what we got to do. In the meantime, between time, I want to invite you all to my welcome home party. I'm welcoming myself back to LA. So they're like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. So moving on. Laura has a whole scene where she's going to anger management. She was actually court ordered to go to anger management. Again, Laura, some of your shit just irritates me. But she went in there and she had the counselor for the anger management. He is of some type of a Middle Eastern descent. I don't know exactly where because he didn't actually state it, but we know he's of some type of a Indian or Middle Eastern descent. She's just as disrespectful. She had a confessional talking about, you know, child, once we get past the language barrier, he's good. What language barrier, bitch? Because I understood every motherfucking word he said. I'm like, what's up with her? Like, what's up with you? You got color issues. You got issues about the way people talk. Come on now. Come on. Seriously. Sit down. Have several seats. You're doing too much. So anyway, so she goes through all that. I sat over there and cringed and carried on. She's just full of shit. The little guy, he's a cute little thing. And he, you know, and he was making very valid points. And he got through to her because the next time we actually seen her and Karamo went car shopping. And that was a whole mess. Because then you did another thing. She literally stated in her goddamn, I think her thing is just to be offensive. She stated in her fucking confessional, I invited him because he's gay. So you want Karamo to be your pocket gay? Is that it? Bitch, please. Anyway. But, you know, it was all, I guess she wanted us to believe because he has style. And she wants Karamo to be her pocket gay, at least for that day anyway. So I was like, whatever. So, but the thing is, the counselor got through to her, like I said, because she had made her decision that she wanted to have all new shit in her own name. Okay, bitch, now I'm with you now. All new shit in her name. She wanted a new house in her name, new car in her name. She wanted everything in her motherfucking name. She learned from her mistakes. So I ain't mad with her with that. I'm definitely on board for that. You go ahead, bitch. You better goddamn do it. And then when we showed her Karamo sitting down there. Now, this is the thing. This is what you take a man to the car dealership. And it don't have to be a man. It could be a woman. Somebody that knows cars and knows how to haggle back and forth with these sons of bitches that sell cars. That's one of the worst things I can't stand. Purchasing a car. Well, I love to purchase a new car, but I can't stand the process because you already know they're trying to rob you and all of that. But anyway, so that's where I could see you bringing in a man, whether it be a gay or a regular man. It don't make no difference, but somebody that can actually get with him. But that motherfucking Laura was all right by her goddamn self. She was haggling her goddamn ass off with that man. I was proud of her. I said, bitch, you better do it. But yeah, she got him to come down on the price. Bought a real big old pretty old truck. It was cute. So, yeah, girl empowerment. Girl, you did that. That was cute. That was a good thing. She did good. But again, the counselor, she's just being ignorant with that. You know, that's some of her old internal ignorant shit. But he got through. The message he was trying to get through to her got through. She got something out of her counsel session, which is something we don't see in reality TV a lot. A lot of times we see the bullshit. You know, the bullshit. But whatever. It seems to have worked out for her. Anyway. So there's a scene we have with Jennifer and Benzino. Child, Clownish. Jennifer went to Benzino, grinning and smiling at him, and telling him she wants to sing. You know, she wants to do a record. Benzino says to her, okay, so you sing? She immediately went, well, I'm not going to sing right now. I ain't going to sing right now because I'm just not going to, I got to get some tea. And Benzino said, people who can sing will sing. You ain't got to ask them. They just start singing. And you're absolutely right, Benzino. He was like, child, he was looking at her while she was talking. I said, do you hear the crickets in the background, honey? You hear the crickets. And he was like, all the flags are going up. And then they had a little bit of conversation about Claudia. And he literally called her right out on her shit. He's like, something's going on with you and Claudia, and it ain't just all right. Y'all got some stuff going on. There's something going on. Y'all need to fix that. You know, y'all need to fix that so we can be successful. I was like, damn, Benzino. You know, his ass done been on that damn Love and Hip Hop too long because he knew the bullshit before it even got out. He's like, that sounds like some old bitch shit right there. I said, you better do it, Benzino. Speaking of Benzino, he talks to Althea, and Althea, she looks good too. She looked good. Althea, she was right at the point the baby had been born and everything. Cute little baby. But I think we'll get to see the baby and stuff more with the baby in the next episode. But we seen her and she looked good. She did. He was talking to her. I don't even, was the baby there at the time? No, yeah, I think the baby was there. Either the baby was already there in this episode or the baby will be there by the next episode. They were flipping back and forth. But anyway, cute little baby, and Fifi looks good. But she's jealous. She's jealous. She's been on Instagram, and of course, all of the pictures and the publicity for sure. She's jealous. Come on, Althea. Don't worry about it, baby. Don't nobody want your little munchkin. Well, only one bitch wants your munchkin, but I don't think you have to worry about it. Don't worry about it, girl. Get your money. Don't worry about it. Okay, so moving on. Carlos meets up with New York. She's hosted a drag show, and she looks more drag queen than all the motherfucking queens in the show, okay? So she's hosted a drag show, and she's so ridiculous that I would never hire her to be a host on a motherfucking thing I do because she's so motherfucking important that the show's going on over here, and bitch, you're over here sitting in the corner with the mic. What's the purpose of you? Bitch, you could have Skyped in. You could have sat the fucking home on your couch like I am and Skyped in and did the show if this is all you was going to do. She wasn't all that interactive with the people or anything. She's ridiculous. She is so ridiculous to me. But anyway, fuck her anyway. So she has this stupid red hair. She had a ring in her nose like you need to draw some attention to your face. Okay, bitch. And Carlos and her are going on and on. She's babbling on about this executive producer thing. No one's taking her seriously because she's stupid. Like, who would let you be the executive producer of anything other than to use your name? And you should know that. Girl, get on. Anyway, so they go through all that. Then Carlos tells her, I want you to go to Claudia's party. He's putting out fires. She's like, I ain't going to no party with that bitch, and I ain't never going to work with that bitch. And she talks about Claudia real bad. She talks about Claudia really, really bad. But the last time y'all were together, you were so in love with her. At the end of it. Anyway, after she tried to have her arrested. Anyhow, so he said, I want you to go there. I want you to talk to Claudia, and y'all clear up the air, and she could go and make you the executive producer. It's okay. Carlos, I don't know why you blowing smoke up New York's ass. Well, yeah, I do. Ratings. It's all about ratings. But that's cool. So they go through. She's like, okay, fine, Carlos. I'm going to do it for you. Ciao. Carlos with his little self. I said, okay. So next we got Claudia and Jennifer actually have a sit down. And they pretty much, I'm feeling clear, or Claudia went there pretty much trying to clear the air. She did. Claudia had her hair in an updo, a big ponytail, and it was very old Hollywood glamour and stuff. It looked nice. It really did. And Jennifer made comments to it, but then in the confessional was given, she looked crazy. Just shady. Jennifer's being very, very shady on here. Very shady. And I'm clocking something about her and her situation with Claudia, but I'm going to get to it in a minute. So Claudia basically, Claudia always takes the pink elephant and rolls with it, okay? That's in the room. And she addressed the horror rumors about her being whore. She's like, I'm not whorish. I'm not. People say all kind of things about you, and I know you know that. And it doesn't make everything true. And Jennifer's like, oh, yeah. But in the confessional, was like, girl, if you slept with all them guys, then go. Shady. You're a bad bitch. Just say it. Anyway. Claudia actually opened up to her about being raped as a teenager. They thought she's like, They had that whole little chat. And Claudia was like, oh, I'm really sorry. You know, she seemed very attentive and all of this kind of thing. But then she turned right around and said she thought that was strange. That's what she said in her confessional. And I'm sitting there saying, what was strange about it? And are you really that shady? Because there's nothing funny or light about someone being raped. Not at all. Male, female, or otherwise. There's nothing fun. There's no humor in the fact that she was raped. Moving on. So, okay, next time we see them, we're at the party. Now, it was kind of weird at first until I got the full understanding of what her party was all about. It was in a parking lot in the middle of the ghetto. But it was the theme was, it was a tailgating party. So then it all made sense. It was a tailgate party. And Claudia later on, she was late on purpose. She showed up out of the, you know, like a pageant. Like she was the pageant queen. She had the sash, she had the crown, and she had a scepter. And she showed up standing in the roof of a convertible something. Yeah, I think it wasn't like a convertible, like a Corvette or that. I think it was like a little minivan or something. But it was supposed to be funny. Remember, Claudia's a comedian. Everybody knows that. So it was supposed to be funny. New York was in there talking shit like, oh, she's ridiculous. No, bitch. She's funny. She's funny. Just like you're funny. Only difference is we're laughing with her. We're laughing at you. So there's the difference. She was poking fun herself. Dumbass. Anyway, so before any of them got there, Jennifer and Karama were having a conversation, and he didn't like what was being said. It was the same. Jennifer went into this whole shady conversation about Claudia and about what was discussed and the thing about her being raped and that being weird and all this. And I said, ding, ding, ding. I just had an aha moment. Jennifer, you're jealous and you're intimidated by Claudia. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. Because quite honestly, Claudia doesn't, you don't hear her saying all that much about Jennifer, other than she's an airhead. And we already knew that. And that she's proving it to be true. You know, so you don't hear Claudia like tearing her apart. But you hear Jennifer nitpicking at everything Claudia says and everything Claudia does. And I think it really is deep-rooted to the fact that she's jumping on a dick that Claudia used to jump on, and she's intimidated by her and somewhat jealous. Girl, the little green monster is never attractive. Just so you know. And you don't have anything to be jealous of Claudia for. Claudia ain't even thinking about whoever that motherfucker is. Said the dick was trash. So there's no issue other than the ones that you're making. Anyway, okay, so whatever. New York's ass finally shows up and all that. She has goons with her. She has some guys. Like, what, really? You need protection? Or do people need protection from you? And she come right in the door, complaining, carrying on, can't even take a compliment. Laura said, girl, you look good. She gonna say, that's because I'm snatched. Let's just take the compliment and shut up. I mean, because really, like, seriously, you're looking at Laura. Bitch clean as a motherfucker. Shit, just black lace bustier and a pair of slacks. Sharp. Little bit of, you know, nothing. Just sharp. Old sharp bitch give you a compliment. You supposed to suck it right on that. Not go into whatever tangent. Because she was just being nice to you, but you really didn't look all that nice. You just looked okay. You didn't look as ridiculous as you usually do. So there was no need to go off in a left. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, I just looked at her and I was like, child, she is so ridiculous. Then she starts flirting right at Benzino. Now, child, Benzino, a little ugly thing. Anybody think about him but Thea. And that's why I said out there, you ain't got nothing to worry about. The thing is, we know New York likes men that are not so attractive. So you probably would have a problem with her. But you ain't got to worry about Fifi because at Benzino, paid New York's ass dust. She's always, I've noticed she's always, oh, he's so good looking and this, that, and the other. And she's steadily adding. But Benzino paying her ass dust. He ain't even attracted to her at all. And seriously, Althea, New York. Althea, New York. Looks-wise and things, girl, don't worry about Althea. Don't nobody want none of that old puckered up pussy, honey, because if that puss look anything like them titties look before they fixed them on Botched, baby, don't nobody want none of that old puckered up pushka, honey. Ain't nobody want none of that. Don't worry about it, Thea. You okay, honey? Benzino ain't paying that bitch no attention. And she really was going there, so I ain't got on no panties. I said, whatever. Nobody cares. When a woman says that she has no panties on and not one man's eyebrows lifts, sorry. Oh, bitch. Anyway, so the party, everything at the party is like, it's cool and everybody's cool. Next thing you know, they're over there. Karamo was telling him, he said, watch. He said, I'm more than sure all this niceness with her and Claudia, it ain't gonna last. She pulled Claudia to the side. So they had this little conversation. Child, that bitch said, I want to be executive producer, but I don't want to do the work. I just want the title. So Claudia said, well, no. Yeah, and she just went, and then New York went right off left. Oh, no, you just don't want me hearing this, that, thing, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. Like, girl, you're ridiculous. What you're saying is ridiculous. So then everybody comes together and they're trying to cater to her, trying to calm her down, including Claudia. They try to calm her down. Claudia's like, listen, we'll talk about it. This ain't even the time. We're going to figure it all out. But you're going to put in the work. If you put in the work, there's no problem with you having a title. But no, you're not going to be executive producer and you're not going to work. That just ain't going to work. It ain't just going to happen. So, oh my God. She gets the fake crying, carrying on, and Benzino steps in. Oh, honey, I bet her little whatever panties she have, she probably has shit running all down her legs, honey, because Benzino stepped in and was saying, okay, well, wait a minute, and he's pampering at her. I said, Fifi gonna punch you in your throat, Benzino. And you're definitely gonna need some napkins for old Nasty over here. But he stepped in. And then they just start catering to her. So Claudia was like, fuck it, let me put out the fire, child, and clown her at the same time. She takes her crown for right now, puts the crown on her, puts the sash on her, and then somebody hand her the scepter, child, and Laura's like, yeah, give it to her, just give it to her. They just want her to shut the fuck up, okay? So they clowned her. And she was like, oh, okay, guys, okay. And Claudia was like, well, girl, she said, she's going back on. She said, you know the strangest thing? I've never seen anybody cry without tears. Child, she snapped out and got to throwing stuff. Because it's an inner cry, bitch. And this, that thing, the other child, Karamo got to squalling at him. He was cracking up laughing. And they went on. And then she's like, y'all don't want me here? Y'all don't want me on the project? Child, everybody's like, no, we do. Karamo was like, no, we don't. No, we don't, bitch. Because if you're going to act like this, don't nobody got time for it. No, we don't. No, we don't. And she's like screaming and hollering, making a scene that she's going to walk off. And Karamo made a comment. He's like, yeah, whatever, bitch. Go on out of here. And the next thing we know, we see her turning back around saying, what'd you say? Oh, that motherfucker disrespected me, this, that, and the other. And I see the two little goons behind them. And that's kind of where the show ended. I said, I know good well they ain't going over there and fuck with Karamo because it's going to be a motherfucking problem. Really, it's going to be a problem. And he told her, right, bitch, get on out of here, bitch. Just ridiculous. She was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Very entertaining, but absolutely the fuck ridiculous. Carlos, I don't know where you got her from, child, but you have to throw her back in whatever hole you pulled her out of. Just a damn mess. Anyway, y'all. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Y'all know how that all works. Child, I'll be right back here sitting in the same spot laughing at this motherfucker next week. All right, y'all. Bye.